everyone. Better late than never. Sorry about that before, guys. Just as the stream was counting down to about 2 minutes, my internet connection that I use for streaming died. Thankfully, the support site were very quick to fix the problem for me. So, hi everyone. My name is Phil. Welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist, and I stream on Twitch weekdays, usually from 10 a.m. in the United States, 5 p.m. in the United States, 10 a.m. in Australia, and 1 a.m. in the UK. And we're about a half an hour late this morning, simply because, my internet died all of a sudden. Technology, what can you do? So again, sorry guys, I am live. Hopefully you guys are watching me. I'll keep an eye on OBS as we stream to make sure my connection doesn't die again. It all seems to be pretty good. Make sure my mic is not muted so you can hear me. Okay, now we are working on an Art Deco building in the Unreal Engine 4.17.1. We're going to be creating a cinematic using Unreal UE4 of an Art Deco building. We're going to be doing a fly-through of an environment that's fully animated with wind-animated trees and grass and all that sort of good stuff. And then we're going to go inside of the building and then back out again during the cinematic. And at the moment we're working on the inside of the building. So, if I'm a little distracted, guys, it's simply because I want to keep an eye on what's going on here with OBS to make sure nothing craps out again. So like I said, hopefully you guys are seeing the stream and it's working for you. I do know that there's problems with Twitch with the viewer count at the moment, so it is what it is. But it appears that my stream is working correctly, so we'll press on. Also making sure my recording's going, because I upload everything to YouTube after the fact, so I record locally as well. All right, now, yesterday we were working on our Skybox. Hey Canu, good to see you. Thanks for popping into chat. I'm glad someone's there. Again, sorry about the late start, guys. It really wasn't my fault. Just one of those things, down to a 2 minute of my countdown and my internet drops out. We should be good though, but I will keep an eye on it. We are working on our skylight for our Art Deco building here. And we're going to be placing that inside of that main hallway. That was our skybox we worked on the other week. So if we go through. I want a skylight up here. I think it'd look really interesting in this part of the hallway. It'll help to add a lot more interest to the interior. Now, again, pay no attention to the lighting at the moment, simply because I haven't done a rebuild on the lighting. So it'll look better once I do a rebuild on the lighting. I don't rebuild the lighting until after the stream at the end of the week, simply because it takes about half an hour. It's very boring for you guys to watch. So when we come back next week, it will all be rebuilt. But we're going to be working on this, adding a skylight up here into our roof. So let's continue on with that. And we're doing that in Substance Painter. So we've already textured up most of the assets. All we've got left to do now are these side panels. So I'm just going to isolate one of these and export this panel again. Simply because what I did was I went in and softened up the edges of these wooden decorative pieces. They're a very hard edge. And as you guys know, I hate hard edges on anything. It should always be a soft edge. It's not natural. So we'll re-export it now that we've fixed it up. Just before we do a re-export, we're just going to make sure again that our pivot is in the middle of the object. I'm a bit flustered after all of that excitement this morning of the internet connection. We're also going to reset the X-form. Do let me know, guys, if anything happens and the stream goes down, because I have two internet connections. One where I use to stream using OBS, and another one that I connect to with my chat. So if my main OBS internet goes down, for some reason the stream stops, let me know in chat, because I can see the chat on a separate internet connection. That one goes down too. That happened a few weeks ago, but at the moment that one stayed up. It was the OBS one that went down. I will keep an eye on OBS. It'll tell me generally if my net drops out. But yeah, do let me know though if my stream stops for any reason in the chat. let's export this panel into our Skylight folder. I'm going to overwrite the one that we were working on yesterday. Now let's jump into Substance Painter. We will open the project we had yesterday that we'd started for that panel, but I'm going to reload the object now that we've changed it. So let me edit my project configuration. Reload that panel. Wait for OBS for Substance Painter here to recompile the shader. And let's move in a bit. Alright, so we were just distressing the edges of these dark chocolate wood panels, so we'll continue doing that. I'm going to avoid, as I said yesterday, making any large sort of damage marks because we're going to be reusing this texture on all of the panels. And we don't want noticeable repeating. We don't want people to notice that we're using the same texture, so we want to avoid doing any really large distressing marks that will be noticeable when we start repeating it. So I'm only going to do subtle distressing along the edges here and there. Let's go into our brushes and choose that Dirt 2 brush that I love so much. Make it a bit smaller, we don't want it quite so big. Now I am using the mouse here simply because the mouse is quicker, but the Wacom tablet would probably be better. You have more control using the tablet. All I'm doing is just removing some of the dark chocolate paint to reveal the lighter honey wood, I think they call it, underneath, to make it look like some of the varnish has been worn off. Okay, I do remember, guys, if there's anything you're not sure about or you've got any questions, please feel free to pop into chat and ask me. If I can help, I'm happy to try. If you just want to pop in and say hello, that's always welcome. Let me know you're there. If you just want to watch though, that's completely fine. Alright. Now what I may end up doing here is after I've done the distressing, I'm going to go back and change the colour of that underlying wood slightly. But we'll wait until we've finished doing the distressing before we tackle that. Down to this last piece here on the end now. I'm just trying to vary up the position of these scratches a little bit so they don't all look like they're in the same spot and everything. Let's do a couple along the edge here on this bottom wooden piece as well. And then a few just along the top. Maybe some just on the end. Alright, let's just pull back and check that. It's not too bad. The only concern I have here is this line, this distressing through here. That's quite a unique looking wear mark. And when we start reusing the texture, even though it's quite small, we may notice that. Hey Eddie. Mr. Eddie, how are you? Again guys, sorry for the late start. Beyond my control, internet went down. Good to see you, Eddie. And Kano, it's always good to see you too. Yeah, so this distressing mark here is quite unique, and because we want to reuse this texture for all of our panels, that could cause a problem. It's small, but say you did something like that and you wanted to fix it, we'll do that now. So I'm just going to go in and change from a black brush to a white brush, and I'm going to paint that out. So while you're doing your distressing, if you make a mistake, just paint it back out again by changing from black to white if you're working with a white mask. obviously the other way around if you're working with the black mask. Sorry guys, my phone has gone off. It's all happening this morning. There we go. I'm good, Eddie. How are you? We had, yeah, a bit stressed because of this morning with my internet going down just as I was about to have the stream go live. Always the way. But aside from that, no, I'm good, and I hope you're good as well. I'll just bring that down a little bit, make it look a little bit different there. You can share a pic, Eddie, but you'll have to do it via the Phildoes 3D server. I don't know if you joined the server yet, but if not, then just type !server in chat and you'll get an invite link to join that server. You can post links in general chat there. Only subs, unfortunately, can post in Twitch chat, links in Twitch chat. Yeah, no, Eddie, you can't post a link in Twitch chat. You'll have to do it on the Phildoes 3D server. No, hey Sniper Echo, good to see you. Sorry, Eddie, I'm just trying to catch up here on what you're saying. I'd love to see it, Eddie, though, but yeah, you'll have to join the Phildoes 3D server on the Twitch desktop app to post a link. I know it's a pain, I know you guys don't like doing that, but yeah, I'd love to see it though, so please, just type, I'll do it for you. If you type server, !server, that's an invite link to join the Phildoes 3D server. And you can post links to your heart's content in general chat there, and I can check it out that way. Have you already posted a link, or did I miss it? What's going on? Hang on. Just give me 2 seconds. Because I love cats. I had one myself until she died, so... let's see. Sorry guys, I have to open the server app myself because I use Chatty when I'm online. You haven't posted a link there. I'm trying to work out how you got to see his cat canoe. Oh, you guys. Hang on. Oh, come on, don't do this. Alright, okay. Let me have a look. I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah, I can't copy the link you've already posted in my Twitch chat, Eddie, but if you want to join the Phildoes 3D server, I think you don't actually have to install the app, I don't think. I think you can do it via the web. You can join the server via your browser. You can post a link in general chat and I can check it out that way. So I'd love to see it. How did you see the pic, Cano? I'm sorry, Sniper Echo, I'm not ignoring you. I do acknowledge you're here, sorry. Yeah, it's just been a full-on morning this morning with the internet going down, just as I'm streaming. Now, I'm actually... I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, now that we've just dressed up those assets a bit, I'm going to change the underlying color of that wood from that honey wood color. I'm going to make that a little darker so it doesn't stand out quite so much. So we're just going to pull back a bit here. I sort of zoom in a bit here on the wood so we can see what's going on. Maybe through here. Yeah, I don't want that yellow wood to stand out quite so much, so I've just pulled back on the colour of it a bit. So just it blends in a bit better. It's still there. Maybe pull it up a little bit more. Maybe a bit more. Yeah, that should be good. All right. Let's say that that's okay for that wood. Like I said though guys too, I am watching OBS to make sure my internet doesn't drop out, but if it does, let me know in chat. Again, because I have two different internet connections. One that I stream on OBS and another one that I connect to on chat. And the streaming one went down this morning, so if it goes down again, just let me know in chat. I'll be able to see the message. I am actually going to pull that back just a little bit more. It's a little bit bright. Too dark. Up a little bit more. Alright. Now I'm just checking the height value on that wood to make sure it's not too high. I just feel it may be a bit too high, so I'm going to come back to that dark chocolate wood. And we're just going to pull back on the height range a little bit. You textured some wood as well, Kanu? I know you were working on that desk. I saw you working on that desk. That was looking very nice. And Substance Painter certainly does wood very... You can paint texture up wood nicely in Substance Painter. I'm also just comparing the glossiness of the wood to the back panel. I want to make sure that they blend properly. Oh, you changed the desk, Kanu? Okay. How come? I'm going to pull back a little bit more on the height. Oh, the previous one wasn't fitting the scene, fair enough. Again, that's another great thing about using Substance Painter here. You can... it's easy to go back and change things like colours and height values and all that sort of thing between the program. If you're working between it and whatever other 3D program, doesn't have to be Unreal, because substances are built into Max now as well. And it's always a good idea though, if you're creating something, you're putting a scene together and you find it doesn't work, then it's great to be able to go back and change things quickly. I actually have a feeling this height value is not the chocolate wood. I think it's this honey wood underneath, so let's check that. Yeah, it's the honey wood that's doing it. Just wanted to pull it back just a little bit so it wasn't quite, the wood grain itself wasn't quite so noticeable. Anyway, let's export that now, I think. So let's save the project. Export the textures and dark wood and light wood. I've just got to remember what I'm calling them. Make sure we're exporting it to the right folder. Okay. We will just give Substance a minute here. It's taking it a little while. So am I not going to get to see the cat pick, Eddie? I wanted to see the cat pick. That's okay. I know a lot of some of you guys don't want to install the desktop app, or you don't want to join the Filters 3D server. That's fair enough. But unfortunately, yeah, only subs can post links in Twitch chat. Nightbot is very strict. I don't know why. Okay, fine. It took it a long time. I don't know why that was taking so long. Anyway, let's jump into Unreal. And let's import that panel piece. I'm calling it panel 1. All right. Let's import our textures. What would we call it? Lightwood skylight? No, what were we calling it? Hang on. We are calling it Darkwood skylight, Lightwood skylight. Okay. So we want this one. And this one. I have chosen the music we're going to be using for the cinematic. We'll go through that though when we get to that stage. All right, let's start with the Darkwood shader. And let's remove this plain color because we don't want that. I've actually done a bit of a mix myself of the music, so I'm using some music from 99 Lives, which is what you hear playing in the background most of the time on my channel here when I stream. It's all music, copyright-free music, Creative Commons that I get from 99 Lives. If you look at my YouTube videos, you can see they're credited in the description at the bottom. So they've just released a new album called Side Quest, which I do have, but we'll get to that. I play a different album every week when I stream. And one of the songs from that new album I'm using called Moonlight, but I've done a remix of it with some Gregorian chant music. So that's what we'll be using for our for the music that we're going to be using for the cinematic when we come to put it together. And we're going to be overlaying some sound effects as well, like simple sound effects like wind through trees and birds chirping and those clinking chandelier sounds, stuff like that. And I'm going to be doing that in Adobe Premiere. Now I'm going to set the cameras up in Unreal Engine 4 and we're going to render them out from UE4, and then I'm going to take those rendered sections of the different cameras into Premiere, Adobe Premiere, to do the final edit, simply because you can do it in Unreal. You can use Matinee, or they're calling it something else now. They've got a new sequencer or something, I think they might be calling it, built into Unreal, so you don't need to use a third-party program. But I'm used to using Adobe Premiere to do all my video work, so I'm more comfortable using Premiere to do the cinematic cuts, to add everything together and do the overlays of the audio. I will think about streaming when I do that, streaming the actual setup when we're putting it all together in the cinematic. But I do know that because Premiere uses CUDA and OBS also hooks into CUDA to do NVNC streaming, I've read that there could be a problem between having a Premiere running while OBS is running. I'll look at that when we get closer to actually making the cinematic, if that's going to be a problem. Because I guess it could be nice for you guys to watch me do something that's not 3D for a change. Or maybe not, maybe you just want to see me do 3D. Again, let's get rid of that plain color because we don't want that. I really want to get this skylight done today. I really do. This week was set aside to do that skylight because it wasn't something I originally planned to put in that building level, but I just can't let anything go. When I get an idea in my head, I don't want to stop. So, Go Zenon. Good to see you, buddy. I think you popped into chat. Was it you at the beginning when I was having trouble with my stream? Asking if I was live, and I wasn't live because my internet cut out. So again, sorry for that. You would love to see some Premiere though, Go Zenon? Cool. I'll try to do that then. The only thing that would stop me, like I said, is if OBS doesn't like having Adobe Premiere open at the same time because of this CUDA issue. But if it's okay, if OBS doesn't crap out, then we will certainly do that then. It's not something that should take too long. Like, we should be able to get it done in one stream, I imagine. I can't see it taking longer than a couple of hours to do an edit of the cinematic cameras put to music with some sound effects. An hour should be long enough. And so yeah, if we can't get it knocked out in one stream, we'll be able to get it knocked out in two, so in 1 week. All right. Now again, I'm just checking the what are we calling it? The varnish on these pieces to make sure that they look like they blend okay. Because the cherry wood is very varnished compared to the chocolate wood anyway. Yeah. Just wondering whether we should bring up the varnish on the chocolate wood. Not sure. We'll leave it like that for now. When we place it in the level, then it's just a question of us going back into Substance Painter and making an adjustment to the texture, so that won't be a big deal. Okay, so we have that panel piece in. Let's jump back into Max and get out of isolation mode. So again, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be reusing these panels as much as we can. We can't reuse this one. We can't reuse the first one or the last one, but we can certainly reuse the two in the middle. We will reuse these for the other side, but we can't reuse them along this side because of the length. But these two in the middle we can certainly reuse, so I'm just going to isolate this middle one.